Alright, let's jump right into this explainer for the epic sci-fi fantasy White Spirit War of the Star Gods. This is a story where cosmic politics and star-crossed romance literally collide. We're going deep into a meticulously crafted solar system where the balance of power is hanging by a single thread, and the fate of entire worlds rests on the shoulders of two teenagers on opposite sides of a brewing interstellar war.
There's this brilliant quote that perfectly captures the core dilemma of the whole story. Listen to this. One path is for the homeland. The other is for one's own heart. If there is only one choice, what will he choose? That just sets the stage so well for a devastating conflict of loyalty versus love. It's asking a profound question, right? How far would you go to protect your home versus protecting the person you love? But here, those stakes are scaled up to a massive planetary level. So before we get to the individuals forced to make this impossible choice, we've kind of got to map out the cosmic chessboard they're playing on.
To really grasp the stakes here, we first need to look at the sharp divide across this solar system's 7 warrior planets. It's basically a tale of two worlds. On one side, we've got the 4 light planets. Think of these as your massive resource hubs. There's the planet of fire, famous for making weapons, the planet of rain, which is actually a flat oceanic world providing water, the barren planet of sand, where these ancient desert tribes somehow manage crucial agriculture, and right at the center of it all, the super wealthy planet of light. But on the flip side of this divide, you have 3 oppressed worlds literally sealed in darkness. You've got the planet of caves, where citizens are basically forced into heavy mining labor, the tempestuous planet of wind, and the absolute furthest, most terrifying world, the planet of the black hole, which is ruled by the demon lord. So, what's causing all this tension? Well, it all comes down to the White Spirit. Now, this isn't just some shiny rock. It is the ultimate, priceless energy source. It's the sole reason the planet of light is the wealthiest nation among the stars. I mean, the White Spirit literally powers the entire solar system and is the only thing that enables easy dimensional travel between these scattered planets. So naturally, this makes it the absolute ultimate target for the Lord of Darkness, who wants to conquer the whole system.
Now, our two opposing protagonists couldn't be more different if they tried. First, we have Sirkin Kassidon. He's an 18-year-old human, the righteous son of a carpenter, armed with a sword. His life motto, protect the land that is ours. Very noble, right? But standing against him is Ruby Soberl. She's a 19-year-old demon-human hybrid. And get this, she's the daughter of the demon lord himself. Armed with a changed dagger and dark magic, her motto is literally seize and conquer. She's a princess, but her father has sent her to the planet of light as an undercover spy to steal the White Spirit.
And fate brings them together in just the most unexpected way. Ruby literally falls from the sky through a dimensional portal and crashes into a pond on the planet of light. Sarnakan, completely unaware of who she really is, dives right in and saves her. Believing she's just a poor refugee from the planet of sand, he actually gets her a job at a local chapel. And as they start growing closer, Sarnakan, just trying to be helpful and proud of his home, innocently gives her a grand tour of the city. He inadvertently shows a highly trained enemy spy the most guarded secrets of his entire civilization. It's during this little tour that Ruby discovers the massive hurdle standing in her way, the White Protect. This is an impenetrable, high-density electromagnetic shield that guards the White Spirit. It is so dense, you guys, that not even the smallest weapon, or even a tiny insect, can slip through it. The royal guards are actually stripped of all their weapons before they even enter, and the shield can only be deactivated from the inside. It's a seemingly impossible heist. While she's figuring that out, Sarnakan's life is about to change drastically. Inspired by a wooden sword his dad carved for him as a kid, Sarnakan enters this grueling, multi-night warrior tournament. Driven by sheer determination, he ends up defeating 2 incredible fighters, Leon and Quartz. Not only does he win the whole tournament, but he earns Leon and Quartz's respect so much that they become his trusted left and right hands. Because of this massive victory and his father's previous royal contributions, the king shockingly appoints young Sarnakan as supreme commander of the Light Army. So, with all this new power and influence, Sarnakan does what pretty much any smitten teenager would do. He uses his position to get Ruby a job as a palace maid. He genuinely thinks he's giving her a better life, but in reality, he is perfectly positioning her right next to the White Spirit for the heist of the millennium. Which brings us to a terrifying question. What happens when the person you trust the absolute most is the very threat you are sworn to destroy? Well, this is exactly where the slow burn of her infiltration ends, and the trap is finally sprung. All the pieces are in place, and Ruby makes her move. Realizing she can't breach the White Protect all by herself, Ruby contacts her father. The Demon Lord sends this powerful mage named Amarin, who performs a dark ritual outside the palace to disrupt the electromagnetic shield. With the shield finally compromised, Ruby uses her inside access as a palace maid to serve drugged food to the royal guards. They pass out and she successfully bags the White Spirit. But just as she is about to escape, Cern walks right into the chamber and catches her red-handed. It's just a devastating, totally heartbreaking climax to their relationship. A tearful Ruby looks at the man who saved her life, the man who gave her everything, and finally confesses her true identity. She tells him, "I'm sorry, I have no choice. I am the princess of the black hole." She then blasts a stunned Cern backward with a wave of dark magic, summons a mist to blind the remaining guards, and escapes through a portal that Amarin ripped open. Cern rushes to the portal, but he's too late. He drops to his knees in absolute despair. And as he looks back, he watches the unthinkable happen. Without the White Spirit, the entire planet of light instantly loses its power. The wealthiest, most vibrant city in the solar system is plunged into a terrifying, freezing darkness. His beloved home has been completely crippled by the woman he loves. But Cern, he doesn't give up. Fueled by a mix of duty and this profound sense of betrayal, he takes action. By the next morning, Ruby is branded the galaxy's second most wanted criminal. Cern, stepping up as Supreme Commander, builds a massive 4-planet interstellar alliance. And here is where it gets really clever. Completely cut off from the White Spirit's energy, Cern figures out how to use the specific resources of the other planets to compensate. The planet of rain offers massive amounts of lightning energy to power their airships. The planet of fire ramps up its weapon manufacturing. And the planet of sand brings in ancient agricultural techniques to supply military rations. They are going to war. The terrifying stakes for this final battle really come down to this massive weapon mismatch. The king actually gifts Cern the legendary Sky White Sword. It's a blade capable of turning enemies to dust in a blink. But there's a huge catch. It requires the White Spirit inserted into its hilt to unlock its power, meaning Cern is marching into battle with a crippled weapon. Meanwhile, the Demon Lord has handed the stolen White Spirit over to his scientist Dr. Goeta, who inserts it into the White Millium cannon. By combining the White Spirit with black demon energy from the planet's core, the cannon is amplified 1,000 times over. It is literally capable of piercing planetary atmospheres from deep space. Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought to take away from this explainer. As the massive fleet of airships powered by lightning sails toward the darkest corner of the solar system, what will happen when the ultimate battle begins? When Cern finally stands face to face with Ruby, the princess of the black hole, will his sword strike true to reclaim the light of his homeland, or will his heart hesitate? It's just a masterful setup of duty versus love, and it shows exactly why this story is so captivating. What do you think he'll choose?